Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Thursday, 16th of July, 2024. So we'll start off as usual with the synoptic chart. This is as of midnight last night. The high pressures still firmly centred over us at the moment, keeping all them fronts at bay to the north. And if I run that through to 6 o'clock today, you'll see almost no difference at all. Wind's going to be really from the east northeast, and if I run this through to 12 o'clock today, you can see a pretty well easterly flow here. There's a couple of troughs out in the North France and Belgium, Holland area, which were there yesterday actually, but aren't causing any issue. The main problem we're going to have initially, if I show you now, is going to be this cloud. A lot of cloud, but typical with east northeasterly flows. A lot of low cloud comes in off the wash, and that's gone all the way down to almost Exeter way at the moment. This will, of course, burn off. That's a given, but it's going to take a little bit of time, maybe an hour or so, and then it should be a very, very good day. With that high pressure, of course, there's absolutely zilch rain to affect us over our area. And the Met predicted rain forecast is exactly the same, and nothing down. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see all the bad rain associated with them troughs, but they're not going to be anywhere near us today, which is going to be nice. Local METAR from Odium, because again their TAF isn't available yet, is basically 6 knots from the north actuals at the moment, 1022, 10k or more. And if I run through forecast, TAF for Farnborough, 9 knots northeast, Viz at 9,000 meters, broken at 800 feet, which we've got outside at the moment, becoming between 7 and 10 o'clock local, 10k or more, few clouds at 1,800 feet, and then 10k plus visibility. Spot winds today are giving us pretty well easterly 10 knots all the way through, going around to southeasterly up at 5,000 feet. But yeah, pretty well. To the south of us, where all them troughs are, I noticed winds up at 20, 25 knots, but where we are is fine. And local wind from Windy is giving us currently 7 knots from the northeast. If I just run this through, it's at 1 o'clock today, 7 knots northeast, and 6 o'clock this evening, 6 knots northeasterly. Local forecast is giving us a nice bright day. They're indicating cumulus this afternoon, blue in the morning, max with a temperature around about, feels like 25 on the ground. No great issues with any of the wind. They've got a 20-knot gust down there. Not quite sure what's going to produce that, but otherwise we're going to about 8-10 knots northeasterly on the ground. GFS is going to give us a max temperature where we are about 29 degrees with the dew point down at 8. Current temperature at Lasham from our station is 15.3, dew point down at 12.8. And I look at top meteo projected thermals then for today. This is at 9 o'clock this morning. Obviously, if I run this through, weak blue thermals around about 11 o'clock to about 3,000 foot. And then from about 12 or 1 o'clock local onwards, they're talking about blue thermals initially to, I don't know, 4,500 feet. If we run this through further, we're going to start to get some cumulus around, maybe not directly over us, but if you end up going further to the west, they're giving 2,300 meters, so 7,000 feet, and even 2,800 meters, that's 8,500, 9,000 foot they're talking about later on down there. And then from about 5 o'clock onwards, nice cumulus everywhere, a bit like it was yesterday, I guess. Bit of overcast, you notice that? Maybe it's still a bit of residual from the North Sea. Got a bit of overcast or overdevelopment there, but otherwise going up and down the country is going to be fine. SkySight is giving me a similar pattern. On the left hand, we have the potential flight distance, which is showing very good for all of the south of the country, pretty well. Blue thermals up from around about 130 local, blue thermals to 6,000 feet, with cumulus later on in mid-afternoon, around about maybe 7.5, 8,000 feet. And winds are going to be 050, 660, 10 knots on the ground, and the upper wind's going to be a little bit further to the east. Good strong 5-6 knot average thermals there. And cross section is showing very similar blue thermals from around about 1 o'clock onwards, and then nice high cumulus. They're talking about even 9,000 feet, and they've got some crud coming a little bit later on. Certainly not going to affect us in our flying day. NOTAM wise, we don't have anything to affect the Lasham area per se. 28 is fine, but they've got some practice flying for their air display today. The usual Fairford one of note is 42. If you are whizzing through that gap, there is a wingsuit parachute display based on a place called Shirton, surface to 5,700 feet. So you might want to take that into account. All these down here are Keyville is active today and the usual danger areas. So please use your own due diligence when you wander off away from the site. So go on to the airfield setup today then. We've got 2 K21s on a 5-day course, 1 K21 booked, 1 K13 booked. Duo and SH9 are on SPL's to Silver course with Merv. We have a K21 on the casual list, or available for the casual list, and a K21 for trial flights. There's plenty of single seat availability. We have 4 on the casual list, so an instructor will be required. Please, and the simulator is available as usual. Nothing to report from 2XL as we speak. Usual quick plug, please, for our Boeing 4th to the 23rd of October. As 3 weeks of wave flying. Booked through the office. Any further information required, contact Ron, Evan, or myself. So general situation, high pressure dominates the region, low cloud in the morning, leading to a sunny day with blue thermals initially, and then cube mid-afternoon. Moderate northeasterly flow with possible cloud bases of 8,000 feet later today. Please be ready when the cable tug arrives. Do not land or taxi over the disused runway. The usual thing there. So the airfield layout then, we're going to have a recent breeze today, so I'm comfortable with most of the gliders operating off the grid to the north, as usual. Anyone feels they've got too much water on, or any of the heavy two-seaters, if you wish, well, absolutely no problem at all, we can take you from the runway. We're asking the self-launchers, please, to position yourself towards on the end of the runway so you can get out. I understand it's convenient for you to line up in front of the hangar, but unless you go early, you're going to be in the way of the grid. So appreciate if you could just to drag your glider out and launch from the back of the grid. Just call and go. There's no issues there. Usual setup, winch down on the south side and aerotain on the north. It's going to be a busy day today. Got Evan and myself out there today to look after you. We'll get the airfield set up and see you out there as and when you're available. Most importantly, fly safe, stay out of airspace, and we'll see you all a bit later. Take care.